just say this very briefly. One, I've seen this biodiversity agreement. Now, there's nowhere in that agreement that says that the president of Kenya will request the US to import Ebola cases. Nowhere. Let me say this. If indeed it is true that President William Ruto requested the US to bring in that Ebola patients here, it should be one of the grounds for impeachment, because this is actually putting the risk of Kenya's, in danger. This is selling the country called Kenya to the devil himself. Now, I want to say this. DRC have been battering the Ebola strain for many years. It comes and goes. When you are worried here about coronavirus, then they were more worried about Ebola. So what I'm saying, when the Ebola strain gets into a land or a region, it doesn't get out easily. So even in the very thought that it could become anywhere near the boundaries of Kenya alone is bad enough, because I can tell you from Laikipia, it will seep into Meru, into Nyeri, all the way. Now, we have two worries. One, why Laikipia? People asking, why not Uasin Gishu? Why not Eldoret? Why not Kisumu? Why not at the border there? So there are many feelings that this thing could be politically motivated. To come and get in Ebola into Kenya, cause an emergency, and use that emergency next year to postpone elections. That is what already people are thinking. I'm done with Mount Kenya, so they can as well get Ebola. So that when it gets in, I'm going to use that as a president. According to the constitution, the only way an election can be postponed is emergency. So we are seeing something beyond what can be seen here, because we have to think that way. So I'm just saying here, if indeed, because I've gone through that agreement from a high level, I didn't see what we are doing now. The secretary in the US secretary have said that this thing was requested. It's not them who requested, Kenya. And in any case, even if the president was requested, but going by how the president has been handling everything, he eats share money, patients to die, school money, everything is corrupted. He wants business in oil, in everything, doing hotels in the middle of Masai Mara. It's the same, in the same spirit, he can sell us to the highest bidder. And he can do anything. Remember, there are some people close to him who have been saying there will be no elections next year. I can tell you the same Cabo is the one that is thinking, what can we do to cause an emergency? Those are some of the things we are saying. And this president is capable of doing anything negative, all things that do not come from God. He is capable of doing. So we need to be very careful. We need action. I know there's a court case. We need to tell the US government to respect our court orders. Whatever can be done. Actually, this is a place where we can do the mother of all madamanos to make sure that no one person of Ebola lands in Kenya. The faster we do it, the better. Otherwise, President Ruto believes he is smarter. He can do anything, everything under the sun and get away with it.
My situation is, my problem is the choice of the location of this quarantine. To me, and of course, I take caution from Peterson that the matter is turning political. We may not avoid that invitation, granted the fact that Mr. William Ruto has selectively chosen the Mount Kenya region to host this Ebola quarantine station. I believe he had many other places that he could have chosen that has more little human interaction, like one of the islands in Lamu, or even he could have chosen to take it perhaps somewhere in Eldoret Barracks. But he has chosen to bring it to Mount Kenya region in perpetuation of his hatred for the people of the mountain.
No.
I know this will not augur very well with people, but allow me to finish my submission.
That is not true. I mean, you cannot allow such a thing to pass. That is what is breeding hatred and incitement. And that's what Ndegwa is doing. We cannot allow Ndegwa to proceed on that line. No. He's allowed to diminish everything here and regurgitate around the issue, listening to himself. No.
Okay.
I think
no. Also, maybe because of what is being, this is a very sensitive issue, and we've heard also from Peterson, politicizing it and making it to be as a biological weapon that is used to try and obliterate our community. I think that will be such an hyperbole that is being expressed here. because first of all, you don't have any confirmable facts about that, right? And I don't think anyone with the deepest, sense of humanity in him would want to do that to any nation. For me, from my own perspective, yeah.
Thank you, Dibal. Permit me, Dibal. Thank you. Permit me to say,
yeah. Let's be very careful on how we're approaching this issue. Because
Dibal, permit me to say, permit me to say what many people may not want to hear. The fact is that Mr. William Ruto has previously expressed his feelings and his thinking about the people of the mountain. He has gone public saying that he has a problem with the people of the mountain.
That is not true. Give us instances where he said that, Ndegwa. Don't play politics with people here. Just because you are a Kikuyu and you think Ruto is a Kalenjin, we are also Luos. No, we cannot allow him to proceed. He must withdraw those statements. The same way I refuse to withdraw, I've kept away. He must keep away too.
All right. Okay. So we are treading on very dangerous grounds here. And we need to be very careful on what sentiments we're trying to portray here. So in the meantime, Ndegwa, let me bring a voice of sobriety on this. I invite also Professor Kifuta Kibwana on this, because if you say that he's been targeting, we can see the trail of where you headed with this particular conversation.
Yes, and as I sum up,
now this is
well, you have no reason to sum up. You are a tribalist. You have seen that. Stay away.
Only one point,
Can you mute? Yeah.
All right.
Yes, just finish up. I invite Kifuta on this.
Thank you.
This is what Peter Mbae has been raising, and this will take a very dangerous trajectory.
I agree with you, Dibal, but it is we who are affected. If there is any exposure that will that threatens, we shall take the first bullet of whatever will ensue, or whatever will culminate, or whatever will come out of that quarantine. It is our grandmother, our grandfather, our brothers and sisters who will take the first bullet before it gets to Kisumu, before it gets to Mada Island,
this can even come from Busia, any point of entry, not only like Kipia. He has expert has explained.
We have a reason to be concerned.
You are an expert
he has
in
not given a justification where he has...
Ikua, kindly mute. Fred, Ndegwa, just finish your submission, please, Ndegwa.
Mr. William Ruto has not given the justification why he has found it fit to only choose Laikipia region while we have so many other barracks around the country. Number two, I don't think this country has the capacity and the ability to handle what we are inviting ourselves into. We don't have that capacity. Look at our just health facilities. The other day we had an issue in Embu, in Ishiara, where even a human being, a young boy, was shot. If you could see the deplorable state of our facilities, and then we are just inviting ourselves into walking into a death trap. Mr. William Ruto has signed a death penalty for all Kenyans by signing that agreement. Finally, Mr. William Ruto has not involved the people who will be affected. We Kenyans, he has not involved us when making such kind of grievous decisions that will affect all of us. So this country, this is an indication or is evidence of the highest degree of mismanagement of the country, disregard of the people, disrespect of the people, disrespect and disregard of the rule of law and the procedures laid therein. I rest.